Seána, if I can start with you, I love the coffee scene where someone's complaining about this is the wrong froth.
Yeah.
And you handle it pretty, and it's a weird place to start. But did you ever work in a coffee shop? Because you kind of had that hatred that, and I've been a waiter, I know what it's like wanting to tell people to F off. Did you ever work as a waitress?
Never in a coffee shop, but I've worked retail for a long, long time.
Okay.
So yeah, there's been many times where you're just, you'd love to say what you're thinking, but there's lovely freedom in that when you get to do that on screen, when you get to tell somebody what you think.
What you can't do in real life.
Exactly. Yeah.
And Patrick, the great question, or not the great question, but in the press release it says his first dramatic role. And I was actually checking, not that they would have got it wrong, but I had to double check. I was sure I'd seen you in something dramatic. And then I read down through the Wikipedia, which is never wrong, of course. And you haven't done a dramatic lead role before. So why did it, not that you're particularly old, but you've been around a while, why did it take this long?
For me, I think you do what you're offered.
Okay.
And I think that, whenever you do stand-up and you do hosting, and I think that maybe some people, will then go, oh, well, that's what he does. Mm-hmm. So, why would we offer him something else? And I think for the guys to take a chance on me on something like this, was really unusual. Mm-hmm. And that's why it was sort of terrifying and brilliant to try it,
Yeah. Well, you're very good in it, as are you. What I love about it is the two lost souls in it, that they're both at slightly different stages of life, but they're ultimately lost. And without giving a spoiler, they're, not alone in their loneliness or something. The brokenness brings them together. Is that what you took from it when you first read it? I mean, it mightn't have been, but...
Absolutely. That's exactly it. Like, when you meet somebody along your journey, and it's like just like a little chapter in the story, like where do they go from here? Do they stay in touch? Do they not? Like it's all, it's all there. But and how we can help each other along. And when you peel back and you see, oh, there's actually stuff going on for you and not just me, and we realise that everybody is carrying their baggage along with them,
A great version of Wagon Wheel. I've a new,
wow.
a new appreciation for that song. Was it a tune you were familiar with before the?
Of course, it was a tune I was familiar with. I didn't know all the verses beforehand, and probably still don't now. But the lovely thing about it was that I didn't have to, because I'm, a little bit pissed.
That's If only the person that you were acting alongside in this movie. If only he was hosting a show that had a country special.
Well,
he's brought it up. This is great. Late show questions.
That could potentially bring... I mean, Wagon Wheel and a country special. Let's make the deal.
Talking. Now, I may need some retainer for this if we can get this on tape. Patrick, the idea of a comedy workshop, I thought was funny that it was your character doing that, because I could be wrong, but it seems to me that you might think they're terrible ideas. The idea that people would sit around and let's be funny now. Had you ever given one? Had you ever been to one? Do you think they're a good thing or a bad thing?
Look, I think there's two things in life. There's funny and there's funny for money.
Okay.
And there's a lot of people are funny, right? Funny for money, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
And so the idea that you can teach someone to do that, I've never really subscribed to that. I think that you gotta have something to start with, and then you can maybe add to it. So to be stuck in that world, in those scenes, I really enjoyed being in those workshop scenes, because they were just really awkward, and normally those comedy workshops, they kind of are.
Yeah, I got that sense of it. People always ask stand-up comedians, tell us about your worst gig. And I don't want to do that because it's such a trite question. But that came to my mind watching, without giving a spoiler, part of the movie. But was there ever a gig you did that was just, you were so surprised by how you knocked it out of the park, or you were dreading it and you got off the stage and you thought, man, I gave it to them tonight? Mm-hmm.
I'll give you sort of worst gig and best gig, all in sort of
double,
all in one story. I remember doing a talk show up in Belfast years ago, and you'll not be able to use this, but it's a good story.
Okay. Was not wasting my precious time.
No, not at all. And we had Oliver Reed on the show.
Oh wow!
So Oliver decided to go to the green room and start to drink at 1 o'clock.
As was his wont. Yeah.
And we went live at 9 o'clock. And or no, 10:30. So he walked out and he just bought a house in Cork. And I said, Oliver, look, great to have you here in Ireland. Welcome to Ireland. How long have you been in Ireland? To which he replied, live on air, young man, how long is your cock?
I think I can use that.
To which I replied, so you haven't been in Ireland that long then? So that was my worst moment and maybe my best comeback all in one go. So Oliver Reid.
Yeah, wow. And then finally, on the way here, everyone was saying, ask him about the late, ask him about the late. And I'm tapped out. I'm just going around my head. So I have no idea. So Seána, I'm asking you, what do you think I should ask him about the late show, if you wouldn't mind?
Oh, God. Is he going to give anything away, though, really? Are you going to give us anything?
What, for nothing?
Yeah, oh.
Like freebies? Or?
Yeah. No, I mean, like, we know nothing about guests. We know nothing about, like, can you give us anything? Any inside scoop?
Any little inside scoop.
Who are you wearing? Anything?
Yeah.
So the scoop is that the owl is alive and well. It looked like I'd kidnapped the owl at one point there. The owl triangle is still going to go jingle jangle, so that is fine.
Thank God.
Thank God. In terms of giving away, I thought you meant one for everybody in the audience.
Oh, no. Jesus.
No. Are you going to do that?
I don't know, but look, there's a movie opening on the 22nd of September, so you wouldn't know who might want tickets or not.
Fantastic. Well, listen, Ballywalter, which we're here to talk about, is terrific. So continued success to both of you.
Thank you very much.
That's very
Thank you
kind
for
of you.
that.